What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. It's Joanna here, founder and CEO of Supwell. Today I'm back with another preview and market analysis video, this time on the highly anticipated Nike Alphafly Next Percent 3. I know the version 2 was a bit controversial. Some people loved it, some people hated it, some people said it was too heavy. We know we've seen Kipchoege rocking it at all the races and he seems to have no problem with it. But nevertheless, we got that version 3 coming. We've seen it on the feet of some elites over the past year, and a few more of these leaked pictures are starting to trickle out on the market. So today I'm gonna dive into everything we know about this shoe right now, including materials, release date, competitors, and how this is shaping up to be positioned in the market by Nike when it drops. All right, let's get into it. So the Nike Alphafly is one of two marathon racing shoes in the Nike lineup. They have the Vaporfly, which is the first marathon racing shoe that they launched, and the one to start this whole craze of carbon plated, super foam, soft and bouncy shoes. The Alphafly came next, and what it did was it paired this beautiful ZoomX foam midsole with the carbon plate that's in here and an air unit up in the forefoot. It retains essentially the whole package of the Vaporfly and adds an air unit up in the front. This shoe typically works for forefoot strikers or those who are highly efficient at putting pressure down on the front area of the shoe. You really need to pop off the forefoot to get the most zing from the Alphafly. Now the Alphafly 1 dropped and received huge praise from runners. It's what Kipchoege wore when he ran in that sub 2-hour marathon record. And it was almost like a status symbol. You know, you see Conor McGregor wearing it to go bike. It's this iconic shoe. It's like the Air Force One or the Hoka Clifton or the Jordan. It became this symbol of running, of performance, of elitism, everything at the upper echelon of running and athletics. So with version 2, we saw Nike soften up the package a little bit and add a bit more weight, add a bit more width to the platform, because one of the main issues with version 1 was that it was unstable landing on the heel, similar to what we see in the Vaporfly. Now the question is, with this version 3 that's coming out, how are they gonna shift it? Are they gonna go back to the roots of the version 1, which was fast and speedy and organically became that mainstream status symbol? Or are they gonna continue on the route of the version 2, which transformed the shoe into more of that friendly mainstream marathon racing option? Let's dive in, starting with the midsole. So the biggest change that we see in the midsole of the Nike Alphafly 3 is that they've closed up that hole that used to be in the center of the shoe. Now, in versions 1 and 2, that AirPod was exposed, and if you look at the underside of the shoe, you'll see a gap between where the AirPod ends and the center foam and rear foam of the shoe. Now in version 3, that's no longer the case. They're making it look almost like a Nike Air Max where you have that air unit in the heel. So there's one continuous piece of foam and then there's a window into that AirPod so you can see it from the side. This should serve to promote a smoother ride, better heel to toe transitions, and one of the main complaints might be resolved. That main complaint with version 1 and version 2 is that they're really only designed and good for those forefoot to midfoot strikers who can reliably land up on those pods and pop off. If Nike is smoothing out the platform and adding that continuous piece of foam and rubber on the bottom, it might do a better job at allowing people to land on the rear of the shoe and roll through to the front. Now, in these prototypes that we've seen Kipchoege wearing and Suguro Osaka wearing in the marathon out in Japan, we are seeing a bit of a rocker up in the forefoot and maybe even more highly rockered than in V2. So this goes with that trend that we see brands like Saucony putting on the Endorphin Elite and Endorphin Pro, which a lot of runners are really loving, is more of an aggressive upfront toe off than we see in the Vaporfly. If we take a look at the Saucony here, you'll see it does have more of that forefoot spring, which is going to allow you to roll through, and it promotes a faster ride. And it looks like Nike is continuing that trend with the Alphafly. In terms of when this is going to release, it's likely that Kipchoge will wear it later this year in October at the Berlin Marathon, which means we should see it launched ahead of those holiday shopping sales and ahead of that Christmas season so that Nike can rake in the profits from us runners who are going to go ahead and buy it as a Christmas gift to ourselves. It likely will be priced at $275, similar to the version 2. It might receive a modest price increase, but Nike is in a bit of an inventory glut right now, so I don't predict that they're going to be raising the prices too much because they need to liquidate the inventory they have. In terms of other shoes that might accomplish the job of this Nike that are a bit cheaper, you could look at that Saucony Endorphin Pro. Again, it's going to have a nice bouncy feeling off the forefoot, similar to what we're seeing in the Vaporfly in the Alphafly 3. And if you look at the Endorphin Elite as well, that's not going to be cheaper. It's the same exact price, but it is going to have a similar ride and a bit lighter weight than we're seeing in the Alphafly. You could also take a look at the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus, which has a really tall stack of that FF Turbo foam with a carbon plate in there. It's a nice bouncy, more rigid feel underfoot. All right, guys, so there we have it. That is our preview of the Alphafly 3. Let me know in the comments what shoes you're excited about seeing in this next year. As always, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and I'll make sure to keep you up to date on the latest and greatest in the world of performance running.